been doing a lot of nothing in Uganda. Then at the end of the day, because they've got some populace emanating from resisting the government at the political rails, other than the economic affairs of this country, they find themselves in the parliament of this country. I would not want to into the political framework of this country, and then they sit on the trade, on the trade caucus of the parliament, those committees and all that, when actually they know nothing about business, they know nothing about trade. But they are the same people creating policies for us. So for us, we are saying that let's have somebody coming from the circles of trade. If the government feels that trade is giving them a lot of benefits from our side, then let's have a fair representation. If the army is being represented by over 5 representatives, what about the trade community, which is bringing a lot of money to this country? Understand that? Look at the way how the traders have been crying. Understand that? From they've been crying from before even pre-COVID and all that. And the legislatures, their representatives have been so silent. You know why? They are so green. I'm so much tababbed whereby like you get to a representative of your own docket, and then like you was like, please try to explain to me what IFRIS is. Try to explain to me what you're like, that means my representative was not consulted. He's very ignorant about this whole thing. The whole thing that they are so much involved is all about politicking. President himself is bad, this whatever is bad, and all that, and creating manipulation. And what I've realized, our suffering, the suffering of the business community is an advantage to certain political players of this country. For a reason, it helps them, point. You see what the government is doing? It's doing to you. It's a bad government and all that. Push me back into parliament. I'll do, the unthinkable and all that. It helps them. So our misery is their
political leverage.
Exactly, is what they will put on their agenda. I understand that. But otherwise, if we lived harmoniously, certain political players will not be in these arenas of the political positions and make affairs, policies in this country.
Well, I mean, this points me to the perspective of what happened to me was a display of a unity of sort, because amongst the trade associations that are within Kampala, CBD, I want to understand, are you in joint collaboration in terms of saying, if we are deliberately saying we are doing this, this is what we are doing? Because as we speak right now, business is back to normal.
Well, at the end of the day, you see, traders are the most peaceful people. Any businessman would want a harmonious environment. It's all maybe the masqueraders that would really want to cause chaos and all that. And I want to assure you, it's on record, traders have never involved in any kind of destructive strike in this country. And there are sometimes when, that's when like CAFO, we wrote to parliament trying to petition against their legislatures who always wish to come and destabilize the trade. CBD. Well, like, no, if you really come back, then we shall find a remedy that maybe the courts of Uganda would really help us to see that we address the issues of always coming into the business community and then disrupt them. Because like whichever dispensation they would always want to probably come into that busy kind of area code, so that they get the visibility. Well, like, no, don't create your visibility by disrupting our trade. So traders, a trader closing for 1 or 2 days is a very big signal that there is danger. I want to assure you, and I want to assure you, closing for 1 day, it creates a very big loss to the
Can we estimate we average as a trader?
I want to assure you, if the business community Chikubo closed, one, it would affect the whole country. And I want to assure you, business Arua would be a little affected. Like all the districts in this country would be affected. Because it is on a daily basis, people are moving, come to Chikubo, do the kind of, wholesale kind of whatever, then for them. It will even affect the neighboring countries like Congo that are really benefiting from the booming business in Uganda, and billions and billions of money daily would really get lost. And I want to assure you that if Chikubo is closed, then revenue accounts, Ministry of Finance accounts would also suffer the consequence, because on a daily basis these traders are paying, are paying for the commodity, for the goods that are coming in. So customs will suffer that day. Understand that? Because if I'm not open my shop, then I will not clear my goods, and then the government will probably lose. That day I close the factory that are that you have been ordering commodities to come in. Still, the foreign investors of this country that are so much given a lot of leverage and a lot of incentives, they will also lose. Let me take an example. If it's a company dealing with tiles, because we've got one of the best tile company in this country that I would not mention, because for the purpose of the business and all that. But I want to assure you that tile business, that tile factory, they said that it's so good now and all that it will stop, because a tile dealer will not probably do the shopping that day, make stock and all that. So therefore the whole country will go on standstill. Why do you think that you are so much interested in Chikubo? Understand that? Because they know that's the hub. 43%. Exactly, 43% GDP, 43%. A very small, kind of confinement, but it means a lot. So therefore, closing for 1-2 days, that was some kind of a signal that we can really close. I want to assure you, for a week, and they can close forever. Let me tell you. They can close. Why
don't they try it?
Why they don't try? No, at the end of the day, it's their livelihood. You understand? Livelihood. They need to balance. But I want to assure you, let Chikubo close for a week. You'll see what will happen.
Okay.
Yes. So therefore, as traders, you see, no trader would wish to close for an hour.
Yeah, an hour is big.
If he closed a half day, it's not that means he has pain. And they let the government sit and okay, we shall do nothing. What will they do? Let them not act with some kind of impunity, with some kind of arrogancy and all that, imagining that if they closed, nothing will happen. Exactly. And I want to assure the policy implementers that if trade closes, if Chikubo closes, it will even affect their jobs. I want to assure you, because they need to handle these issues.
The issues.
Exactly. If we are put in place and then you are delegated to handle a certain section or of government, then handle it with some kind of rationale. Out of the rationality, then you are you are a failure. You're a failure. Delegating you to implement a policy, then probably now it's within your powers probably to see how you really rationally and reasonably implement the policy. If you don't have the mechanism, then you're a failure. You understand? You're a failure. So therefore, Chikubo closing for even a day was so much, a negative impact to all of us as a country. You should understand. However, there is no trader that can close this shop for showbiz. Never. It's never there. That's why if you came in Kampala, mostly to the serious business community like Chikubo, and then you bring reasons that don't make sense to them, and then you are telling them to close, they will not close. They will not. Because they look at their, turnover and all that, they are making business. They will not close. But for as long as they closed that day, just know, they are living on a hot plate, which government should address as quickly as possible.
Now, recently, the Uganda Revenue Authorities came out saying it's going to open up an operating office within there to educate the traders on taxes. Is that what really traders need now? Do they? I think they know some of this. Okay, the only challenge has been in line with IFRIS. But is tax education the best alternative as a response to that close down?
Well, I think URA should really understand that IFRIS is, IFRIS and other related problems should be addressed right from the policymakers and all that. If need, it should be a little be revised. You understand that?
Yeah.
Because, you know, yes, I want to assure you, UR has been sensitizing people. You know, I give them that credit.
Yeah.
But why have people rejected, you know, this, you know, what they are sensitizing about? Why are they refusing this policy? That's what they should ask.
But I thought IFRIS is just a form of collecting tax.
It's a form of collecting tax. But why?
How is it hard?
How is it? You know, like I think what they've realized.
Yeah.
I was here, I think, some few days ago. The system is hard.
The system. You mentioned something in line with network.
Yes, it should have network. It is slow, and also if you want it to perform so well, then you should have certain gadgets. Understand? Yeah. Electronic gadgets and all that to give it some level of efficiency, which would cost you some millions of money. That's one. Then two, there are those that are also having their own personal reasons, where probably because this is a system to system, which really exposes of what you really, you know, what you've really sold and all that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I want to assure you, as an economist to some level, I want to assure you that if people really pay the right tax, they cannot exist. Because within the system, there is also double taxation. I want to show you.
Now, when we return from the break, we're going to start from that very point. That's the actual thing the traders were complaining about, the taxation. So you'll take us through the process when the goods arrive in this country, from that chain till Chikubo, till the final retailer in that way, and we assess the taxes that are levied on that line. Well, we'll take a break for now. I'm still returning with Kwebi Hamzamel, is the spokesperson of CAFOP, and we're breaking down matters to do with the traders' economic shutdown, which happened on Monday, and how do we really, what is the way out at the end of the day?
Smart 24, driving business.
Rachel Rich. The Queen Cobra, the password of the money, the original no spare parts, the 11th commandment, the question and the answer.
Moses, manyo yagala sente naye nange sina.
Ah no, sente chikulu enaku zino momo ensorting anytime. In fact mwanyinazi nawe kankusorting.
Really?
Nkuwereze endagiro y'okufuna loan ku momo. Nze wendi kululuo mpako bu chips.
Mbuwe tagaloni, oina MTN Momo. We sortinge. Kozesa Momo app. Omanyika star. Momo kagatano star. Tano hash. Okufuna loni ya mango. Londa koloni kukolera. Okuva mu loni zebike byenjawulo. Eziva mu bannaffe betukolagana nabo. Nga tuli wamu, tewali kitulema.
Mom vs. Wife is a cooking competition where we provide the food and the recipes and they get to cook. Guess the holy judges. Man who binds the two of them. A son to a man, a husband to a wife.
Definitely, I'm going to win.
Are you sure?
I try to balance because I don't have issues after this show.
Nzikirizibwa okugamba nti byonna bimpomedde
ng'osoose kubirya ate ng'olidde ku alaali.
Bonna bawanguti.
Mom vs. Wife.
Luxury redefined at Seasan Hotel as you indulge in the splendor of elegant living fit for the royalty that you are. Step into comfort, pampering and blissful customer-centric service as you select from our range of comfy exquisite living quarters furnished to meet with your royal preference. Surrounded by scenic beauty, our tropical setting allows you to escape the glamorous ordeal of city life. Our ambient green gardens will guide you to a place of revitalizing rest. The 3-star restaurant caters to your palate, serving your choice menu ranging from exotic cuisines to local delicacies. Our chefs will serve you full course meals for a truly out-of-this-world culinary experience. Our fully stocked bar to whet your throat, from renowned global brand whisks, brandies, gins, beers and wines to our locally celebrated beverages, you will not lack for any brewage. It's an all-new experience in the East at Seasun Hotel. So visit today at Plot 15 to 19 Spire Road, Ginger, or contact us on +256 751 719 960 and +256 785 354 614 for reservations. Seasun Hotels, luxury redefined.
Smart 24, driving business.
We'll be back from the break and definitely heading into the last minutes of the show. We're discussing matters to do with the taxation regime in the country, Uganda, and its impact on the trade-related activities, most especially considering the downtown center, of course, where many businesses are largely concentrated in that perspective. Of course, we know that our country, Uganda, when it comes to the value-added tax, we charge one of the most, the highest rates, 18%. Unlike our neighbors, the likes of Burundi, who charge about 16%, and actually Uganda, Tanzania, 18% charging, but that is actually implicating the trade activities in quite a number of ways. Well, Mr. Muzamil, I wanted to discuss, let us break down for some of the viewers that see these things to get to understand exactly what, that if the traders are striking, what is, I mean, let it make sense to some people probably it doesn't make sense. If somebody says taxes, well, it's understandable. But now, let's break down that chain from when the container arrives, the distribution chain to Chikubo, and how the chain also reaches the retailer far away in other districts. But of course, taking a look at each level, the taxation that is levied, such that people can get a clear picture that why the traders had to really protest in line with their grievance in taxation.
Well, one, for example, if you really went to China and imported, you're an importer, and you bring in here commodities, absolutely, there's what we call import duties. Import duties, and they vary from one commodity to another, because every financial year, they keep changing. They keep changing. However, there's what we call values. That if I'm to import this phone, you find that it has its own, tax values, and these tax values have a range, and those range, the values are not fixed. That's the most dangerous thing, by the way, that the government should fight, whereby like you brought a gene. And then this gene is subject, for example, it may fall in the value of 5. Let me give an example. It is falling maybe from the value of 3, maybe to 6. I'm just giving an example here. And now, like, you find that now the URA valuer, he has the leverage to probably give you a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6.
At his own wish.
At his own wish. But the law is giving him that leverage.
That leverage. Okay,
exactly.
Fine.
Now, which is really very, very bad. Now, you as an importer, you may come hoping that maybe this time round you may plead so much, and then this valuer a little gives you a 3. To your surprise, the valuer, you negotiate with him, and then he puts you maybe at 4.
At 4.
But still, as you may like, okay, let me agree with the 4. As you are coming out of URA, reaching somewhere, then enforcement stops you. And then it looks into your paper, and it's like, no, you paid less.
Okay.
Take back the container to URA. And then that is now your cost on your
That's
cost.
an extra cost of travel.
Exactly.
You have to travel
And then
back.
at the end of the day, they do what we call top up.
Okay.
Now, top up, that means you are going to pay more money.
Okay.
You see, now, within that kind of law, you know, it is giving a URA officer, you know, a leverage to probably apply about with corruption in any way he wishes. He plays within the law.
Yeah.
Because like there is no way you'll probably, you know, a little accuse him of giving you a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6. And I understand that. And now you negotiated for a 4. And even in giving you a 4, you know, probably maybe you must have coughed some money.
Some money.
To some officers who are corrupt, I don't want to say that all are corrupt.
Okay.
Because URA is also trying to probably create some good image, which we are really seeing to some level. I know that. And now, but still, the corrupt officials will always take the loophole of the law to their advantage. Because like if the value falls within 3 to 5, then probably if you want to pay less within the value, where I'm acting within the law, that means I can give you a 3. Now, giving a 3 means maybe we negotiated. There are those who are very honest, and they'll give you a 3 without any kind of negotiation. You know, sidekick.
Yeah.
Now, but again, as you are going to meet another team called enforcement. Who that you are on their mercy. Say no, I think it should be a 4.
Okay.
Now, still you negotiate now with them.
With another fee.
Allow me, I go. Now letting you go also, if you find a very corrupt mind,
you will cough something.
You'll cough something. Now that means on the value, on the values, we need a standard value.
Okay.
On import duties. So that corruption can be kicked out. So that there is a fair play. That means whereby all traders are treated equally. Now, if this one was given a value of 4, then another one is given of 3, another one was given of 5. For sure, is it really fair that if we went in the market, one is going to sell at a lesser price because it was charged less?
So the price is going to outcompete you with the price.
Exactly. Okay. Understand that? So that means we are not on a balanced scale.
Okay.
Now here you are. You find that when things really come, there are those that are subjected to standards. Understand that? And then probably UNBS must come to ascertain whether these things are in conformity with the health, related
standards.
issues and all that. Are they on the standard and all that, depending. And also, you find that the UNBS also is not also easy. You see what the trader is going through.
I'm hearing.
It is not also easy. They can wake up and they're like, that's now fun enough. You first pay the taxes, then the UNBS comes, which is very dangerous.
Okay.
URM first gets its money, then UNBS comes.
UNBS.
Now, still, your goods are on risk because the UNBS may say they are not on standards. I looking at that.
I see.
Still, this is through the businessman that is going through. And then at the end of the day, if they don't conform to the standard, they must be banned.
Okay.
I understand that. Now, how do you get your money from URA that you had paid? Those are the hurdles. Now, things have entered the shop. Still, URA will not stop at the custom duty. It will not follow. Now, those things that you brought in a shop, they are subjected. When you pay rent, there is rental income tax. Understand that?
Yeah.
And after sale, there is what we call income tax. Understand that? Now, income tax depends on your standards. There are those that fall in the presumptive tax. Understand that? That means if you are if you are making less than 150 million gross sale a year, you fall into what we call presumptive tax.
Presumptive tax. Okay.
However, income tax in presumptive tax, not everybody pays presumptive tax. Because the presumptive tax starts from 80,000.
80,000.
80,000. That means if you don't make a tune of to a tune of 10 million in a year gross, you don't pay
presumptive tax.
Presumptive tax.
Yeah.
10 million to around 12, you pay 80,000.
Okay.
From 12 to 20, something like that, you pay 120. That's how it goes up to 900,000. Nobody is supposed to pay, if he falls in presumptive tax, that he can pay beyond 900,000.
Okay.
No. So like you find yourself, if you are maybe 150 million to maybe 100 million gross sale to around 149, something like that, but not to 150, that means you qualify to pay 900,000 as your income tax. That is presumptive.
Okay.
I understand that.
Yes.
Now, here you are, a UR officer comes to your shop. And then let me say you are selling plastic. Plastic is very bulk. One person in the shelf will look so huge. Now you find that somebody has packed a plastic shop, and you may imagine that he's making a lot of what? Money. Maybe he will even try to show you his sales and all that. And you are like, no, but your shop is full, is filled up. It gives an impression that it is so big and has a lot of, commodities. So that means, now, if a UR officer is not all that an expert, he will slap a very big assessment to you. He will imagine you fall in the category of 100 million sell. I understand that. Then probably now, that's where the haggling will come from. And then you find a small shop when actually he's selling a lot of, he's making a lot of sales, and at the end of the day, at the end of the year, is probably selling hundreds of millions. So now that means at the end of the day, now there is unfair treatment within. Now a UR office also to determine that you really fall in this category is also a problem. I understand that. Yes. Because at the end of the yes, there may be some sales book, whereby like you write your whatever sales every other day. Yeah. At some point, he may look at the stock and like, you are lying. This is not the right thing.
This is not the right
book. You see what we're going through? Now, that means the landlord is charging you because at the end of the day, he's going to pay what we call rental income tax. So it's inclusive.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, you're paying income tax. You're in a shop. In the Kampala trading license comes, you're supposed to pay. Kasasiro, garbage fee, you're supposed to pay. You go in the toilet, you are supposed to pay. Even if you have just gone maybe to wash off your face, you must pay. Not less than 300. It is 300 to 500.
Standard.
I understand that.
Yeah, very.
I understand that. So at the end of the day, this small shop in Chikubo, it's really, going a lot of
from customs to
exactly at the end of the day. And now they are telling you, you are supposed to pay their money before you go an extra cost out of the business cost. If a UR officer came to your shop and you told him, I've got 5 kids, I pay school fees, then I've also got a car where I put fuel. And also, I was very, I did not have a man. I felt I should have. I'm renting. I've rented for a very long time. I bought a plot. And do you know my mother is also on treatment? She takes 180,000 or 200 a month. She has cancer. But also my father, I also take care, and also my grandfather. But now the URA officer will listen. After listening, he will tell you those are not business costs. You are supposed to slice them off after paying
the tax.
Now we'll try to educate you about what are the business costs. Rent of the business is a business what?
Is a business cost.
But your rent at home is not a business cost.
Definitely.
Understand that? He will also tell you maybe the food that you eat at work, that is okay. And the workers you pay here, it's okay. I have forgotten. I want to assure you, people in CBD, also in the Chikubo, they pay this power differently.
How?
This bulb in some markets is 50,000, one bulb per month. But you want your shop to be lit, to have
50,000
enough light. Yes, 50,000. And if you say, like, you know, you want your shop to have enough lighting, because these arcades, most of them are so much, they don't have that lighting system, natural light.
Natural light,
that
absolutely.
means one bulb will not be enough.
You need more than.
You need the shop to be so lit enough. And then the landlord is telling you, pay 50,000 per bulb. In fact, certain landlords
50,000
will send their managers to come and count how many bulbs you have in a shop. And a good shop to have enough lighting in Chikubo shops, it should have not less than 6 bulbs.
So that's 360,000.
Absolutely. I understand that. Now, that is every month. I understand that. And now, the power itself there is what you call power tariff.
Power tariff, yes.
Exactly. Now, this businessman is in between and fixed. Now, the policy maker in the parliament or in the Ministry of Finance, something like that, he does not know all this. He thinks that all factors are constant. It is okay. Power is paid on rent. I think they go in the toilets, whereby if he has paid the landlord, why does he also pay the toilet? Understand that? I don't think that the legislature knows that we pay garbage. I don't know that he knows that we pay, we have got unfair, charge on electricity. He doesn't know that. I understand that. And when we go in parliament and explain these things to them, they see them as if we are aliens. Actually, they are the aliens. They are the aliens.
They don't do some groundwork. Deliberately, as traders, you take them through. I think some of them do this shopping down. And some of them, I perceive they have shops there.
Let me tell you.
I perceive.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. These legislatures of ours, you are very close. You're in the neighborhood. It's just a walk out.
Yeah.
They eat from Serena, they eat from these big hotels. Understand that? That's where they spend most of their money. And that's why that's why every other time they run broke. They've got huge expenditures at the high class end. That's why they don't want to leave parliament. Much as most of them advocated that the president has overstayed, but most of them have also overstayed in this house. And you know what happens? Yeah. We've seen them being chased by money lenders after failing to get back in the house.
For sure.
Yes. Just respect a businessman in Chikubo who came on a lorry that was carrying banana from Masaka. Understand that?
Yeah.
A lorry driver helped him to come in Kampala. And started pushing a wheelbarrow and started carrying things as
heavy luggage.
Exactly. Understand that? And then he started selling Buvera. And then from there he started selling on the streets of Kampala. That cases would arrest him when he was still a younger boy, for illegal hawkering and street vending, taking him to Luzira for few days and months and all that. Understand that? And then from there he beat all those odds. He got a shelf, a small shelf in a shop. He created business. And then from there he's a tycoon. Just respect that. When he tells you, listen to me.
Okay.
Consult me when you are making these laws regarding my business. He should be given respect. Leave alone the politician who has become popular, that he talks a lot. He has his boys, Oyumuntu Wafe, and all that. He has never owned a shop. If need be, he's the smartest, he comes from a privileged family. His father educated him through good schools of this country. And then his family is respected in society wherever he comes from, up country. And then they look up to them. They are the idols, they are people to look up to. And then Mutabaniwa Andrew, Cheyune, is the one to be pushed to come to parliament. What has he seen?
Nothing.
Understand that? The business community of Uganda, 80% has come from a scratch, from zero. These people have become matafari. These people have been hawkers. These people have sold Buvera polythene bags. Today, the country is depending on them.
Interesting.
And it's feeding them.
Mr. Mzabel, now based on what happened on Monday, can we say we have achieved at least 60% of the intention of that closure?
We have not benefited.
We've not been. So it was
because yes. What we can say, we benefited from the attention of the authority, because that we have captured the attention now, right?
Then why don't we increase it more? Why? Why did it increase more?
You see. The demonstration is not stopping. It did not stop on Monday.
Okay.
You understand that? We are also demonstrating in our hearts, and we are grieved, and we are angry with the authority. That's one. And another demonstration is coming.
When?
On 16th.
That is next month.
Exactly. If our issues are not addressed, yes, they can say Banakolachi, but it's coming. And that's why today they've called us in Parliament
today
to probably look at the new laws that are coming out. There is the amendment, tax amendment, and all that bills. They are already in Parliament. They are bringing more. Because already there is this 5% of property sale and all that, withholding and all that, blah, 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 and all that. But where is it emanating from? It is emanating from the closure.
The closure.
Exactly, the closure. You see, what is very bad is whereby like the policymakers don't know the people that are feeding them. They don't know. They don't know. That's very bad. They don't know. It's the public. I want to assure you, government, there is nothing like government's money. Government has never got any money. There is nothing like public money. The money that is always there for government to spend is the taxpayers' money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when people wake up and say, like, those people controlling the money in the finance, they say, it is public money, it is government's money. The public has never had money. Money comes from individuals, and these are taxpayers. It is taxpayers what? Taxpayers' money. The only thing that they have is to have powers beyond us. That when we also make some kind of resentment towards the unfair policies, that they have the machinery.
Okay.
Understand that? That very early in the morning, this man, the other man on 8th, very early in the morning we woke up and then the security machinery was in Chikubo.
It was all over there.
Exactly. Then you ask yourself, why did you solve this thing in advance? But then also security that day benefited from a lot of allowances. Anyway, they also enjoyed it. Because at the end of the yes, you see,
every time they're deployed.
There's what we call mafia systems. Exactly. You see, people can, like amaziga gente, yesanyuli amalembo. That the cry of a cow is the benefit of a dog.
A dog.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because when the cow dies, then the dog must benefit. I understand that.
Yeah.
So for us, we are the cows. And then the security are the beneficiaries. Because at that day, there is going to be heavy deployment. There is a lot of expenditure in the system of security. At the end of the day, tomorrow they will tell you, we need more money, to contain.
Money comes from the traders.
And money still comes from the traders. Yes, money still comes
close.
It comes from the traders. But absolutely now, if the authority, those people in authority have been enjoying it, without also a little giving it to the men in the uniform, it is time for them also to ask for more money now. So now, attention goes to them. But now, containing the pressure. But why do you wait for that pressure? Anyway, at the end of the day.
Interesting.
Yes.
I think time is not our best friend.
Exactly.
But this is a discussion we shall be continuing with. I've been with Kwebe Hamzamel as the spokesperson of CAFO, that is Kampala Cadres Advocacy Forum, based in Kampala, representing traders' issues in so many lines, and I believe he has over 50,000 traders that are behind that movement. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you in today's edition of Smart Means Business. I've been Andrew Obarije, and definitely it's just one day after Eid, and we're approaching the weekend. Wishing you a prosperous day all ahead. Go be productive. We shall be linking up tomorrow. Good morning.
Smart 24, driving business.
Luxury redefined at CSAN Hotel. As you indulge in the splendor of elegant living, fit for the royalty that you are.